Yeah, that wind's good. It's good. Yep. So yeah, the wind's probably 15-16 knots. I'm just looking at the water down there, and I don't want to be landing in that, but it is quite shallow. I've got plenty of lift. This is probably one of my top 2 sites, really. It's an absolutely stunning place. It's only I don't know, 50 minutes from my home, and yeah, it's got nice coastal hills. It's very scenic. There's no one down on the beach, you know, sunbaking, and we're not getting in their way. These sort of winds are good because with my spinal cord injury, that it wasn't from flying, but I've got a spinal cord injury from something else. I can't run, so with these winds I only need to take one step and I'm up in the air, so that allows me to fly still. My normal flying where I used to run, take off in nil wind, that can't happen anymore. But this is still plenty good. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Would I recommend it to people? Yeah, I absolutely would. It's reasonably cheap once you got the gear, you've done your license. It's just your fuel getting to the site, your membership every year. It's going to turn here. Looking, turning. Beautiful. This is really good conditions. So I'm using my hands to steer. The wing I'm flying here is a Dudek Touch 18 meter, and it is a Parakite, also similar to a speed wing. So you can't just jump out onto one of these and fly. You got to do so many hours and license classes to get to this stage. But this wing flies differently to other wings in that when I pull the brakes, I've got a pulley system, and it manipulates every line on the wing up there. So where other wings, the brakes, what I'm pulling, only grab the back tail end of it, which makes it sort of fly slower and yucky. And these are the way of the future. I've swapped over to this Dudek Touch for my 18 meter. I found it absolutely beautiful for paramotor and free fly. It seems faster, better turning. And yeah, overall happy. So I've still got my moustaches, my flare moustache. They're quite good. This one here has a little bit better stall point, so I can bring my hands further down on this and it still wants to fly, so that's what's good about it. Today's a little bit yucky weather-wise. It's not that sunny. There's cloud patches. There's no rain, which is nice. The water's quite dirty, probably still left over from the recent rains and floods we've had. And yeah, so wings, how many have I got? Well, I've got, I think five wings. Yeah, I do have 5. When you first start, you start off on some really stable, basic, safe as wings that are really slow and yucky. That's where you got to start. Just like the Formula 1 drivers, they start in go-karts and gradually work their way up. So take your time in this sport. You know, you won't be flying one of these for about 2 years, I reckon. 1.5 years, 2 years. And once you get into these parakites, you won't look back. I generally don't like flying the other ones anymore. They're just too slow. So accuracy wise, this thing's pretty accurate. Like, I can get really low down here and then at any point come back up. Because I've got the toggles, my brake toggles, when I pull down on it, that creates lift, and lift makes you go up, obviously. So I can fly really fast, build up a lot of energy, and as soon as I want to go back up, I just pull on the toggles and up I go. Just like that. So I'll get close to this trees down here, close to the trees, and then I can just pull up and I go up. So, and I've got pretty accurate control with this. I'd probably get within, 10 centimeters of where I want to be, maybe 5. As long as you've got speed, you've got energy, which means you've got lift. So at the moment the wind's coming straight on to the hill, 90 degrees to the hill. That's exactly where you want it. That's a perfect conditions for paragliding on the coast. If it's slightly off a little bit, a few degrees, it won't matter too much. Just your speeds are different going one way to the other. But today is the perfect day for this paragliding. My hand's got little toggles here, so I hold it like that. It goes through my arm for make sure I don't lose it. And my mate Tim, he's here today. He should be getting up in a second. So what have I got running audio and visual wise? So I've got a GoPro 11 on my head. It's connected to a DJI mini mic through cables, and I've got my mini mic microphone in my helmet just in front of my mouth, so that's probably why you're hearing it reasonably well. It seems to be running good. And I've also got my Insta360 on the back. It's on a big pole and it's sticking out the back, so if you're seeing 2 different shots, that's what you're seeing. Where else would you want to be in life? This is just incredible. This wing's really stable. It's probably the most stable wing I've flown, It just holds its rigidity and stiffness and doesn't flaffle around as much as other wings do. I think it's due to the shark nose leading edge at the very front. It's got little holes in the front of the wing that pulls air in and then fills up the wing to make like a mattress. And yeah, it's a beautiful bit of gear. This is 18 metre. The advantage of flying on the coast for me is I believe it's safer. A lot of times when wings do funky stuff, it's inland where there's thermals and it's up and down drafts. The wind on the coast is fairly consistent, so you're not going to have that yuckiness of thermal flying. So I'm able to control how close I get to these shrubbery. Like I'm getting down low here, I can just pull up a bit and go up, let my hands up, come down, pull up to stay up. So the only thing that's going to impact that is the wind. If it gets too light, then I can't do some fancy stuff. If it gets too strong, I can't do fancy stuff either, because the wind being strong will create more lift and I don't have enough sink in order to get low enough. So right now is just spot on with the wind conditions. This is the type of flying that I like to do. It's low speed, it's low to the ground. You know, you got things to judge. You can judge how close you are to the tree, so you got to be more refined in your movements. Wind died a little bit there. It's dying a little bit, and I'm just pulling more brake on to allow me to get high enough to stay up. So I'm going to get a bit higher up here. The higher you get, the more safety you've got in sync. I might start heading back. I might turn on this hill. Turning, looking, turning, braking, getting close to the hill. I've got to get close to the hill, otherwise I lose the lift. When the wind dies, you got to get closer to the hill. So I'm on about half brake at the moment. That's indicating that the wind's died a little bit, so I've got to brake to get lift. I'm also on a bit of a shallower hill. The hill's not as steep. Now it's coming into the steep section. The steeper it is, the more lift you get. Back there was a little bit less slopey. Sorry, it was less steep, and that sort of spills the wind over more. But now we're getting into the shearer face stuff. All right, here we go. Let's get a bit of speed up now. Tim will be loving this. His wing's up. He looks like he's on a Dudek Touch as well. He'll be on an 18 metre. So exact same wing as me. And he's up. He's heading to the left. So with traffic, when you've got a few paragliders in the area on these lowest hills, the stronger the wind is, the better, because it allows us to get height in order for us to pass each other. If the wind's really light, we're both scratching down the bottom of the hill and we're not high enough to sort of pass each other. But today's pretty good. We'll be able to do that, and we've got a bit of flexibility in how close we are to the hill. We can be a bit further towards the ocean. And if I see him turn, I'll probably turn anyway, and that'll just avoid us from having to cross each other. Okay, so Tim's turned. I'm going to turn as well. There we go. Nice gentle turn. Coming back down. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. So what do? Well, at the moment I'm just running my own little business stuff at the moment. My business I work is search and rescue services. So I started that in the idea of when people get lost in the bush, sometimes the police have to give up the search and stop searching. So I've seen in my career as a cop when families were like, well, my kid's still out there, I want you to keep looking, and they can't because they don't have the resources or funding to keep going. So I started that up in order to continue on the search for some families when it's available for me. I use thermal drones. My main income at the moment is first aid courses, so if you ever need a first aid course for yourself or the business, I'm based in Lismore, Gunnellabar area, New South Wales, and I can travel. I'll travel anywhere for a decent first aid course, from basic CPR all the way up to remote area first aid, occupational first aid, advanced resus, oxygen, etc. So if you need anything like that, hit me up. Yeah, work's always good sometimes. My phone number is 0418 876562, or just get on my website, searchandrescueservices.com.au. My details are on there. I do a bit of drone work, so I've got some fairly high-end drones that can do thermal. And so if you've got any lost animals, lost humans, I can do search for that. I search for humans for free, but animals I'll have to charge for. I've got to recoup some of the losses I'm spending on my drones. This is good for your head. I left the police with PTSD. There's a lot of military and cops out there that are suffering PTSD, and this flying is awesome. I highly recommend it for you. It's pretty easy to get into. Just do a course, buy some gear. Your insurance money would have given you a bit of money to afford stuff like this, so get into it. You treat yourself, you deserve it. It's been the best thing for me. My mate's flying in front there, and we're similar wings, similar weight, so our speed's going to be similar. I'm hopefully going to stay above him when he turns, and I can video him coming back. So these hills down at Esk, they go for a while. They're quite long hills. They go for, I don't know, 3Ks. Tim's just slowing down a bit there. I'm not getting any chop from him at all, so normally if a wing goes in front of you, you get a bit of rotor, but the wind is at 90 degrees to the hill, so I'm sort of still in my own wind. He's turning. Nice turn. I'll turn as well. I got a bit of his chop then, but it wasn't anything to worry about. You got to watch your wing tips on some of these trees sticking out. If you get snagged on one of them, it's a bit uncomfortable. I haven't crashed one of these yet, so I've been fortunate. So not very many sports you can get this close to someone relative to their flying in order to video them. So this is perfect way. Like if you got a drone, you're not as steady with it. But here I've got my camera on my head, so I am just constantly changing my head direction and smoothness to manage where he is. Tim's rubbing his bum on the sand deliberately. I'm hoping these views are working. I hope my camera and voice is working. Foot drag, well done Tim, very nice. I'm going to put in a turn now because I know Tim's probably going to want to turn. Sort of lost stuff to talk about, just enjoying the flight. So how do you get into it? Yeah, look up a reputable school. There's a few about, and there's a few that I probably wouldn't do. So you want to go to a place where they're guaranteed to have a fair bit of flying time, flying days. So although it's it might be a 5-10 day course, I don't know what it is now, you got to have the days flying, so you won't get it all done in 5 or 10 days. It might blow out to about a month and a half, depending on weather. Then you got to join SAFA, S-A-F-A, which is the Sports Aviation Federation of Australia. That covers you for your flying and your insurance. You got to be a member of that. I think that's around about $500 or $600 a year. So how am I able to stay up in the air? Well, it's a bit like surfing a wave on the beach on the surfboard. The wind's hitting the hill's stopping it from going normally forward, so it pushes it upwards, and that upward wind is the wave that I'm surfing on the beach. So I'm flying in that little lift zone. If I fly too far to the left over the back of the hill, I get in rotor, which was absolutely bad. And if I fly too far out from the hill, I'm back in the normal level wind, so not creating lift. So I've probably realistically got about 10 meters left and right of me at the moment with this type of hill. The bigger the hill, the bigger that zone can be. So I'm just managing that. I'm going to turn on this hill. So I like to head back a little bit, back, and then turn into the hill. So my wing is at the hill when I've done my turn. So I drift back a little bit. Those interested in the Dudek Touch, a mate of mine, Tim, he owns Paragliding Australia. He sells them, a real good guy, bend over backwards for you. Great, great support when you're having issues. And yeah, if you don't find him easy, just give me a message and I'll put you onto him. What an amazing day. Be nice if there was more sun out, but you get that. I'm in shorts and shirt, the temperature's good. Tim was going to turn left then, but he saw me at the last second and he's flying straight. Yeah, people are fascinated by this sport. Everyone loves to look at it. It's it's a fascinating sport, like being able to fly and use the wind, travel for free, just with the energy of the wind. Fuck, hitting my camera all the time. That's what scratches it. So I moved a fair way away from the hill there because Tim was turning and he wanted that position, so he had it. So the harness I'm sitting in, it's a very small, lightweight harness. It's like a little baby's nappy. The string on it looks like it's about a, I don't know, 3mm Dyneema. So it looks thin, but it's so strong. Dyneema is a really strong material. It's stronger than steel for its same diameter. The carabiners there, they'll be rated for about 2 tonne. My Tim's behind me. You might be able to see him on the rear vision camera. So I'm going to fly a bit faster to make sure Tim's not impacted by my slowness. Hands are up. I might have a bit of a turn. Turning. He's good. He's good. He's good. So I think I'm pretty good at this sport now for this coastal flying. I've been doing it for a fair while now, and I'm pretty safe-ish. Like, I'm flying close to shit, but so are you when you're driving your bloody car on the freeway at 110. You're passing another car literally 10 centimetres, 20 centimetres away from you. Do you know what I mean? So I've got full control. That hill's not moving, it's just me moving. So oh, that was fun. That was a good one. Speed wise, I'm probably going 50-60 kilometers per hour at the moment, guessing.